It is Sunday, July 23rd, just about 8 o'clock in the morning. This is my first attempt at recording a vlog video using this camera. I normally use my phone. This is a Insta360 X3 camera. And I am recording in 360 mode, but I probably should have put it in single lens mode. I recorded a couple videos this week that were going to be updates, and I've basically decided not to post them. The one I recorded yesterday's morning, I was so out of it. I don't even know what I was saying half the time. I just had a bad night, and last night was even worse. I have been up since about 2:45 this morning. I tried to get back to bed for a while, and then finally gave up about 3:30. I first came outside with the puppy a little after 5, who, when I edit this, hopefully you'll see right now walking away from me. Some of it was anxiety. I don't know if I really want to go too much into what it is. Just still some concerns over Clara and the custody case, and the fact that her father is apparently reaching out. Well, let me rephrase that. Her birth father is reaching out to people, probably digging for information. Even though he blew off the hearing this week, so I don't know what he's trying to do. There's not much he can do now. But I'm still worried about him being told things that he shouldn't be told. Even though I don't think anyone would intentionally say anything to him, I'm worried about something accidentally slipping out. So I wish everyone would just plain ignore him. Not respond to any calls from him, not respond to any texts from him, just ignore him. At least until this is all finalized. We had court on Wednesday. Tanya's still overseas. So it was just me and the lawyer that were in court. It was just really a status hearing. And basically, it was to say that he hasn't responded to anything. So the judge authorized going with a default order. The default order is going to be sent out. He has until August 29th to respond to the default order. If he doesn't respond by then it's basically over with. They just got to finalize the actual custody agreement and have the judge sign it, which will be sometime in September. And then it will be over with. I don't know if he's going to respond. I don't think he realizes there's a lot of steps he has to do to respond. He's got a file saying that, an appearance file saying that he's going to represent himself. He's got a file that responds to each of it. He's got a file to explain why he didn't show up to the other hearings. I don't think he's going to want to do any of that. I also found out that it's going to cost each side $1,000 if we have to have a guardian ad litem involved. Luckily, I got that money this week. I finally got a check yesterday. So I'm going to set that aside to cover that just in case. It's supposed to be fairly nice today. I think mid 80s. It's kind of cool right now. It rained last night. I got the puppy right here next to me. My dad and brother are at the hardware store getting stuff for working on her deck. Hopefully we're going to make a lot of progress on it today. Got Matt coming later to help. He's been a real good help with the deck. And I'm really glad he has done that. I'm also glad that any differences we had in the past are gone. Next week, I got a bunch to do. I got to call Comcast because they're overcharging me for my internet by several $100s. And we live on the internet here. I also need to start working on my 107 every single day because I want to get that. I need to start looking at my future. I got to work on trying to figure out how to do the raise money for the surgery. I need this damn surgery, and I'm going to do more on that soon. Even post some photos or videos showing what I actually look like. And having this massive growth to my legs. Because basically, how the doctors described it, from about my lower belly, which actually should be visible in this video, down to just above my groin. The tissue's all filled with water. And that water is not going to come out of the tissues by just dieting and exercising. It makes it very difficult for me to walk. I can't drive. I am very unstable because I'll move on and all that water that's in those tissues will shift, and it's like a weight that's going to pull me over. So I've fallen many times, and I'm scared to death of falling. It keeps me from going anywhere. It keeps me from doing a lot of stuff. I can't really even go to the washroom in public or at someone else's house. So it keeps me locked in this house. I'm spending 90% of my day in a single little bedroom. That's going to change some because I'm spending more time outside. When this deck is done, I'm going to spend a lot of time on that deck with this wonderful little puppy of ours, Ripley. So I got to get to work on my 107, and I got to work on getting that surgery because I got to try to build a future where I can be able to be there for Clara and help Clara, and not only help be her advocate, her defender, but be able to help guide her and essentially figuratively hold her hand to help her get through things. We have Tanya's there. Tanya's wonderful. She's an amazing woman. She's, her and I had our differences in the past now, but we're a good partnership with this, trying to protect Clara. And obviously we have others that are involved, like Matt, that are helping quite a bit to help with Clara. My nose itches like crazy. I'm not actually wiping snot. My nose itches. It really itches. Probably related to allergies. I don't know. But I got to be able to be there for her. I had promised both Sonia's parents at 2 different times that I would be there for Sonia and Clara. promised her dad probably a dozen times. He would always have this thing he would say to me, love them forever. And that was his way of saying he wanted me to be there and take care of them. The last thing that Olga said to me was to take care of Sonia, Clara. She died a few hours later. That's Sonia's mom, by the way. Well, I'm not going to go into details. I couldn't protect Sonia from herself. I have to protect Clara. And I will protect her to the death. I will make sure she's safe. I will make sure she has the future she deserves. I love her like a daughter. I've loved her like a daughter since I first... I first met Clara when she was basically a newborn. I think she was 6 weeks old when I first met her. Sonia and I were at DeVry University together. We were in a forensics class called Digital Forensics 1. We both have degrees in digital forensics. And I first held Clara when she was about 6 months old. And Olga handed her to me and said, "Don't worry, she's going to cry." She didn't cry. She gave me the biggest smile. But shortly after graduation, and Sonia graduated in the summer, I graduated in the fall, so a few months apart. Because I had one class I couldn't get. And my senior project had to be presented. Which is what threw me off into the fall. But shortly after that, maybe a year later, Sonia had started working on her master's a little, but she ended up moving away down to Georgia with Daniel, Claire's birth father. They weren't down there very long. Daniel took off. There's a lot more involved I'm not going to go into in this video, including him beating the crap out of Sonia, and I've seen photos of it. Apparently he was extremely drunk. But they moved back up here. When they moved back up here, I was working on my master's. And Sonia asked me to help with Clara and to help with her mom, who had cancer. I had no problem with that. So I'd be taking Clara to preschool, watching her when her mother was too sick to watch. And I very, very, very quickly fell in love with that little girl. She changed my life. Absolutely changed my life. My heart grew 10 times bigger. It was filled with her love and the love for her. And since then, I really loved her like my own daughter. But then I fucked up. And Sonia got together with Matt. I didn't want to cause a conflict. As much as I loved Sonia, and I'll admit I was in love with her, I wanted her to be happy, and I couldn't really give her the happiness that she needed. So I stepped away some because I didn't want to cause conflict with them. And I knew it was an issue. I shouldn't have done it. And I don't mean I still don't want to interfere between their relationship, but I should have kept more involvement with Clara. I should have spent more time doing what I can to be with Clara. And there's so much I missed. But I was there for her first day of school, and I've been to her different choir and school shows and stuff like that. And Sonia kept me involved. She knew I loved Clara very much. And I know Sonia loved me, and she definitely knew I loved her. I know I'm bouncing around some, but when I came out of court the other day, and it was virtual court, I was on Zoom, I disconnected and I just started to bawl. I think it was the most crying I had done since January. She died. Some of it was anxiety going away, some because Daniel didn't show up. But I think a lot of it was just missing Sonia and realizing we're in, none of this would happen. What happened if she hadn't died? She'd be here now. Oh God, she would love this deck. She would be over here all the time, spending time on this deck. She was an absolutely amazing woman. Amazing friend. And I've pretty much said I'm not even going to attempt to get close to anyone else. Because no one could ever replace her. I'm never going to love anyone like I loved her. And Ripley just saw something and went to go chase it. I think that's going to be it for now. Mostly because the dog's not going to stop barking. And I'm going to have to adjust. I'm glad I am recording this at 360 now, so you can see what she just did. Just say hello to someone. She is loved by the neighborhood. I'm going to end for now. I may post a second video later on this afternoon. I'm going to post a lot more. If you're watching this, thank you for watching it. I always feel like saying like and subscribe, but I don't really care if anyone subscribes to this or likes it. I'm really doing this for myself, not for anyone else. It's just easier to post the videos on YouTube to make it easier to share on my blog. Which, if you're seeing the video and not know where the blog is, I'll probably put the URL on here. But it's mypersonalblog.com. Yeah, great domain name, isn't it? I still can't believe I have it. I had money offered for it, but nothing that would make me sell it. Good girl. You're a good puppy girl. Yes, you are. Yes, you are a very good puppy girl. Well, I'm going to stop the video so I can spend some time with the puppy before my dad and James get back. Again, thank you for watching the video. I love you, my little butterfly, and I really miss you. Bye.